Okay, cool. So we're starting color. It's the next element of art. We just got done with perspective and texture. Color's pretty fun. We're gonna get to paint eventually. We're gonna get to do some cool stuff the next week or so. But for today, I just kind of have like an introduction. We're gonna talk about all of the color schemes. We're gonna look at some paintings. We're gonna do some group activities. So hopefully it'll be fun. Um, So I think this is the first definition. What is color on your worksheet? So if you want to write this down, color is an element of art derived from reflected light. The first, fill in the blank on your worksheet. An element of art derived from reflected light. Awesome. So basically, color has three properties. The first one is hue. This, when you say green, blue, red, when you say the name of a color, you're talking about a hue. Cool. I don't think that's on there. The second is intensity. That means the purity and strength of a color. You can see like the color wheel next to my board. You see how like intense those colors are, like that yellow and blue and red in the middle. Those are very intense colors. They're very bright. The third is the value, and that's the lightness and darkness of a color. If you look down at the bottom of the worksheet on that value scale, that's what we're talking about. Just like we create value scales with graphite, just like regular pencils, you can create value with color. So that's what value means. Does everyone have the definition down? Good to go? Yeah. Okay, quick recap. Hue is the color name. Intensity is the purity and strength of the color, so how bright it is. And value is just like the value scale. That's not on your sheet. But for this slide, does anyone want to take a guess at like which these paintings, like which one they show the most of, what they exhibit the most? Yep. Which one, the blue one or the red one or the one on the bottom? The red? Which one of these do you think it shows the most? Which one? 1, 2, or 3? The red one? Value? Oops. Value. I don't want to give it away. Okay, what about the Picasso? Hue. Oh, Picasso's value. Close though. It does show hue because it's showing us blue, but because it has a bunch of different shades of blue, it's showing us value because the way that it's shaded. But that's true. These are kind of like trick questions because you could argue that they have all of them. So the next one at the bottom right, what do you think about that one? I can't really see it. Intensity? Is that what you're going to say? Hue. I guess it's talking about the blue. So that means intensity. Yeah, they all exhibit all of those things. That's a little bit of a hard question to answer, but that's maybe what they show the most. Cool. So the color wheel is organized as a circle. It helps us visualize color schemes and like figure out what colors look good together easier. They can be divided into groups or schemes such as primary, secondary, tertiary, or intermediate colors, analogous and complementary, warm and cool colors. And we're going to go through all of that. So the main color schemes are primary, secondary, and tertiary. The primary colors are used to create all other colors. So the primary colors, does anyone want to say what they are? Red, blue, and yellow. Yeah, exactly. So once you have those three colors, you can mix them together to create all the other colors of the color wheel. Is that on your sheet? Cool. So for number 2, you can color in the box the 3 primary colors. Secondary colors are created by mixing the 2 primary colors together. So green is a secondary because you mix blue and yellow. Orange is a secondary because you're mixing yellow and red. And then purple is a secondary because you're mixing blue and red. Tertiary colors are created by mixing the primary and secondary colors together. So if I mix like blue and purple together, I'd get a tertiary color. And that's the next fill in the blank on your sheet. So colors created by mixing a primary and secondary together. Get the definition down? Yeah. Tertiary, the right under the primary colors. This one. Colors created by mixing primary, you can say mixing primary and secondary colors together. This one. All right, we need another second for the definition. Cool. So this is a really cool painting by Lichtenstein. He's this artist. I think he was working around like the Cold War. This is actually an oil painting, so it looks like it was made with computer graphics, doesn't it? But it's really detailed. What color scheme do you think he's using here? Like what? Warm? Yes, that's very true. It's a warm color scheme. We have yellow, red, and blue, right? I know the blues are a little faded, but bright? Yeah, it's very bright, so it has a lot of intensity. So he's using primary colors here because we have red, blue, and yellow, right? Awesome. Here's another one. These are secondary colors because we have orange, purple, and green. So this artist was using the secondary colors. Pretty simple way to choose color scheme. What about this one? Blue? Yeah, we have blue. We've got orange, orangey yellow. Very true. So tertiary or intermediate. Awesome. Okay, so warm colors are said to be psychologically more stimulating and passionate. They generally appear or to like advance or come towards you. So these colors are usually like really bright and really in our face. Cool colors are the opposite of that. They are unempathetic. I can't. I can't talk today. Okay, they're sometimes depressing. Optically, they generally appear to recede or go away. So while the warm colors like come at us, the cool colors are like out in the distance, right? You can look at like a lake. Right now is a really good example. Like if you go to the lake or something and you see all of the trees turning colors, it looks like most of the leaves are still on there, and you see like the cool water, the blue water, and then you see like all of the trees in the fall like bright oranges and reds. Like those colors really pop out, right? While the blues kind of go into the background. Okay, cool. If we look at the color wheel, we can basically split it in half. So if you're ever confused about what a warm color is versus a cool color, just grab the color wheel, split it in half, kind of at a diagonal like that. If you look at the color wheel next to my board, how they're all split up a little bit more like the ones on your paper, you can see like at the green down to the purple, you could draw a line, and those are all of your warm and cool colors. Here's the painting by Picasso. It is cool colors, right? Guy kind of looks sad. Probably come up with a story. Playing his guitar. Maybe he wrote a sad poem. Cool color scheme. So this one would be a warm color scheme, right? This looks like it might be like Matisse's studio, his art studio. I was just guessing because all of these paintings stacked up. Um, why do you think he would use red for this instead of like cool colors? Why do you think he's using warm colors? Yeah, it's popping out at us. I think that red often has like gives us a lot of energy. So maybe he's thinking that in his studio there's like a lot of energy, a lot of stuff going on, right? Like he's painting all the time. Um, maybe he's like anxious about all of it. Cool. So then we have monochromatic, and this is on the bottom of your sheet right here. Monochromatic monochromatic is a single hue plus its tints, tones, and shades. So in a nutshell, monochromatic is like using different values of the same color. The difference between tints, tones, and shades are that the tints, there's the bell. Tints are created by adding white to the color. So when we want to get lighter, we add a tint, we add white. Tones are created by adding gray to the color, so it makes the color a little darker. And then shades are created by adding black to the color, so making it even darker. Tones can often, like adding gray can often like mute a color a little bit. So if it's very vibrant and you add a little bit of gray, you can mute it a little bit, like get a navy or something like that. Cool. Is everyone good on the monochromatic definition? We're good. All right, here is a painting by Matisse. The figure is all one color, so it's like monochromatic, right? Monochromatic color scheme. Okay, so now we're getting more into color schemes. This is also on your worksheet, complementary colors. These are very high contrast and vibrant, and they're opposites to one another on the color wheel. So you can see how the red and green are complementary colors because they're just directly across from each other. Yeah. Usually when you put red and green together, unless you mute them a little bit, it's instantly like Christmas, right? So you can see on this color wheel over here how, we have red, violet, and yellow, green. Those would be complementary. Orange and blue are complementary. Yellow and purple. So it's just the colors directly across from one another. All right, we good to go on the next one? No, cool. No problem. All right. So what colors are in this one, this painting? Green, yellow, red. Awesome. So this would be a complementary color scheme because for the most part, the colors that pop out are green and red, and those are complementary. The next one we have is split complementary. You can remember split complementary because you basically take your complementary colors, so it would be red and green, and then instead of choosing red, you would choose the two colors surrounding it, and then green. Does that make sense? So you split and go to the complementary color. Yeah, so here we have like a red, violet, red, orange, and then green, and it would make this color scheme. It's a really nice fall color scheme, I think. What is it? What colors would that make? If they were mixed together? I don't know. We have orange and kind of a pinky color. and a green. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Have you seen those videos where the guy tries to like figure out what the paint color is going to be when they're making them at like Lowe's? Yeah, and then they change it, and he's like, "Oh no, I got it wrong." Those are funny. Awesome. So here's an example of a split complementary color scheme. Um, it's kind of difficult to see on the board, but we have like a orange and a yellowy orange and a green, some blue in the background. All right. Analogous, harmonious, often found in nature, create unity. So this one's pretty easy to remember too. It's just three colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. So you just go around, pick whatever color you want, and then it's the two colors surrounding it. And all three of those make the color scheme. So here we have blue, green, and then a yellow green. So for the definition, you could just do three colors side by side. All right, we ready? Here is an example of an analogous color scheme. This is a painting by Monet. Beautiful little creek and lily pads. So that would be like the same as what we just looked at because it's the blue and the green, darker green and light green. Okay, so now, all right, you should have everything filled out on your sheet, but you might have to color some of these in. Does anyone have questions about how to get the secondary colors? If you need a trick, you can just look at this color wheel up here because, like, for example, green, blue, and yellow are right next to it. So those are the two colors you would color in. And then for orange, we've got yellow and red, and for purple, we have blue and red. All right. So we're gonna do like a little group activity. Have you ever done think, pair, share? Anybody know what that is? Awesome. So step one is to think, and this is where you're just like thinking in your head, making a decision in your head. Step two is pair, and this is when you get with your group and you discuss what you thought and figure out what you think the right answer is together. And then share, I'm just going to call in each group and then someone just yell out what you all decided. Awesome. We're good with that? Cool. Okay, so what do you think the color scheme is here? Think about it and then talk about it with your group and then we'll share.